Three, two, one. Here we go. Welcome to the Catalyst Podcast. My name is Jason. You can find Catalyst on Facebook, Catalyst Motivation, YouTube at Catalyst Motivation 561, and Instagram, Catalyst Motivation 561. The Catalyst has the power to create change, and we hope that this podcast will do just that. We're going to talk about the catalyst, the journey, the lesson, and beyond. Welcome to episode 4. Wow, episode 4. That's pretty cool. So we last left you where I was having a lot of issues with passing out, just crazy stuff. There was a lot of things. My marriage was falling apart. I was in a job that I wasn't really excited about or happy. I actually went back to a place that I worked previously, and it was horrible. It was horrible because it was the inmates running the asylum, and no matter what I said or did, it was always wrong. Now, listen. I'm not the easiest person to get along with. I know that. I get that. But this place was a tax write-off for these guys, and it felt like they hired me, but they didn't want to hire me because anytime I would explain these things and tell them what was going on, I mean, these were not people who were made to be in a working environment. I'm just going to be honest. And it just seems like they were placating these people and because they needed bodies. And when you do that, that is a recipe for disaster. So every day going there, driving there was like, oh, I got that, and then I got to come home and deal with someone who doesn't want to be in a relationship, and I'm just getting beat down in all directions. At least that's what it felt like. It felt like I was getting beat down in all directions, physically, mentally, spiritually. Again, I was a bear. I was uptight. I was angry and bitter. I was bitter because I wasn't where I wanted to be or should be or thought I would be. And just created a lot of turmoil. December turns into January. January turns into February. Things are progressively getting worse physically, as well as in my marriage and in work. But by the time it came to April, it really got bad. I was using my son's breathing treatments. Not mine, his breathing treatments, because I refused to go to the doctor. I would slowly start to now, instead of sleeping in the bed, because I couldn't lay down, I was sleeping sitting up. Because every time I laid down, I was gurgling and I couldn't breathe. And instead of just trying to find out what the reason was, no, I'll make it work, because at some points I would do enough of this crackpot home remedy stuff that I would feel a little relief. So I think it would be working. But then there was this one morning in April 2019 that I'm driving to work. And usually on my drive to work, I would stop at a Dunkin' Donuts and get a light and sweet coffee and a plain bagel toasted with cream cheese. And that would be how I started my day. So as I'm driving to work and I'm taking a sip of coffee, I go to take a piece of the bagel and bite it, and my throat is on fire. Where I almost crashed a car. I mean, it was insanity, the pain. And that whole day, Like, it wasn't anything that led up to it. It was just like the whole day. Um, and then that whole week, I was drinking liquids and soups. I didn't know what was going on until finally I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. And I got to go. I got to go to a doctor. I got it to that point. Um, Again, I'm almost 300 pounds. When I'm looking at a mirror, like my skin and my eyes, and like I said, my traps were all super huge, and now on the right side of my chest, my pec, is just stiff and hard. Like it's just muscle, but I know it's not muscle because I haven't worked out in like almost 2.5 years. So we go to the urgent care, or at least I go by myself. And I take off my shirt, and if you saw him, I wish I had a picture from then. And I might. I'm going to have to find that and post it. I went in, and the doctor looks at me, and I say, she goes, "You look fine to me." And I'm like, "You not see these things on the side of my neck where I can barely move my head left or right? Do you not see that? Do you not see the color of my skin?" It's like, yeah, but it seems like it's just something like acid reflux. So I'm going to give you some Prilosec and you're going to go home. I was like, yeah, that's not going to work. And I finally decided to man up. I got a second opinion and scheduled an appointment with a gastroenterologist. And that was going to happen in about 2 weeks. So during that time, I remember going to see a friend. He worked at Xfinity, and it was multi-purpose. We had to exchange our router and just to stop by. And he saw me, and he's like, "Dude, are you okay? Because you look like you're about to die." I go, "No, I'm good. I'm okay. Nothing wrong here. Can't swallow. Can't lay down. Having problems breathing." And my answer to that was drinking liquids and doing stairs, and everything else will work itself out. I'm serious. I am not a smart man. At least at that point, I wasn't. And May 10th was my appointment with the gastro. It was a Friday. And I go in to see the gastroenterologist. And she looks at me and she goes, "I could spend a lot of money on you right now and do all these tests, but you do not have acid reflux." I go, "Thank you. I knew that." I'm not a doctor. She said, "You need to go to the emergency room right now." And I was like, "Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll go to the emergency room." And that's what I did. I called my boss and I was like, "Hey, listen, they want me to go to the emergency room. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to be a little late." So we go to the emergency room. They do my blood work. I tell them the situation. I tell them, "Hey, I was just at a gastro and they told me to come here." They did blood work and they did a whole bunch of stuff. Nothing was wrong. So they decided to do a scan. And in the scan, they found a big, large, giant mass. Like ridiculously huge. They weren't sure what it was. So they were going to, inpatient me, do a couple biopsies and a couple further tests to see what was going on. I called my job, let them know. Conveniently on a Friday, so it was like end of day, no big deal. And called the wife at the time. And the first thing she says is, "Oh my God, you're going to die. It's cancer. I know it's cancer. You're going to die." I'm like, whoa, 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 hey. Why are we going negative? We don't know what this is yet. We don't know what it is. So why would that be the first thing that comes out of your mouth? Do you think that's something I want to hear? Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And throughout the whole ordeal, it was just a great deal of negativity coming out. And it was really, really hard to kind of focus on just, just being present, let them figure it out, and then whatever steps we're going to take, we'll take from there. So one of the first things they did was they drained my right lung. They told me I had a fluid buildup and that I had to drain the lung. So that was, now mind you, this is the first time I've ever been checked into a hospital, ever spent overnight in a hospital. I'm 49 years old. First time ever staying overnight in a hospital. First time ever having somebody, besides just doing a needle or blood work, stick me. And so they had me lean over a table, they put in the thing, and they drained me. And I was like, oh, wow, it looks like chicken soup. But once it was done, I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can breathe. I didn't know I was having this kind of trouble. This is amazing. So we had that going on. So that was a win for me. I was very excited. Like, okay, so maybe that's all it is that they just got to get this fluid. But they wanted to do the biopsy as well. So we did that. And I remember, again, they're cutting me to take a biopsy. I've never been in this kind of situation before. So I wasn't freaked out. I wasn't scared. I was just taking everything in. It was like I was outside of my body, not as a participant, but as a spectator, and just experiencing all of these things. So we, and I'm sure the audio on this isn't going to be that great. And I do apologize about that, folks. It's a process. We're learning as we go along. I know I've been having a little buzz in here, so maybe we might re-record this. I don't know. But while they were doing the biopsy, he was clipping. And as he was clipping, all of a sudden I felt something in the back of my throat. And I guess when he got the biopsy, he grabbed something else and I started to bleed and he's yelling at me. I go, I don't know what's going on. I mean, you tell me what it is. This is all new to me. So we get through that process, and then we do a bone marrow, which was fun. The bone marrow one, I'm going to save that one for our next episode because that part is really, really interesting. A lot of what's coming up is super, super interesting. So I hope you're enjoying this. You're liking it. You're getting something out of it. This is kind of like what I want for you to be able to do, to be able to come in here and tell your story. And I look forward to that process and, what we'll do with that. So this is episode 4 of the Catalyst Podcast. Again, my name is Jason. You can find us at Facebook, Catalyst Motivation, YouTube at Catalyst Motivation 561, and on Instagram, Catalyst Motivation 561. A catalyst has the power to create change, and we hope that's what this podcast will do. So thank you so much for listening. Go be great.